Today we are going to delete the Safari history, either a specific page or the entire history if we want to do it that way. So, the first thing we need to do is understand that it doesn't work by simply opening Safari. For example, if I come here and search for Safari and enter the app, I don't see any function here. This is how you access other tabs. This is how you go to the homepage. Or here in these 3 lines, it will show me the option to start private browsing, but it won't specifically allow me to delete anything from the history. I mention this because you may have Brave, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or some other browser besides Safari. So in those browsers, it is done that way within the app's own settings. But Safari, being a default app and the default browser for iPhone and Apple in general, well, let's say the settings are a bit more advanced, so to speak. So, what are we going to do to be able to delete the history? Let's go to where it says Settings. And once we are here in Settings, we will scroll down and look for the Safari app. It will simply be more or less in the middle. However, if you don't see it here, keep scrolling and keep scrolling until you find where it appears. Remember that this is organized by default. So just go and search for the word Safari and let's click there. And here we will see all these super advanced options for Safari if you want to look at them one by one. Now, while we're here, what we need to do is scroll down until we find an option called Clear History and Website Data. Here, I will explain what happens. We can delete the history, but only by date. That is, if I choose the last hour and clear the history, all the websites I visited in the last hour through Safari will be deleted. The same goes for today, which would be 24 hours. Let's say today and yesterday would be 48 hours, or directly all the history, meaning all the history of the web pages I have visited within Safari will be deleted. One recommendation is to select the option to close all tabs and enable it so that everything is deleted at once, and at the same time, all the tabs we have open are closed. However, if what we want to do is delete a specific page, a particular page that we don't want to lose all our history but want to delete something specific, we will do the following. We simply close it there. But in this same Safari settings, we will scroll down to where it says Advanced, and here we actually find many other options. If you want, you can review them, but what interests us is right at the top, the first thing that says Website Data. Here, we will see the history of all the pages we have viewed. Obviously, to delete a specific page, we need to know which page it is. It doesn't just delete pages of this type or television pages, for example, or something like that. No, we need to know which page we visited. And if we don't know which specific page it is, we simply come here where it says Show All Sites. So, what are we going to do? Let's look for the specific page. Which one do we want to delete? So as soon as we find it, what we're going to do is go to the top right where it says Edit. In my case, I'm going to look over here to see what I want to delete. For example, this one that has a lot of numbers, it says cloudfront.net. I want to delete this one. I'm going to click on Edit, and as soon as I click Edit, it will enable these red buttons for me to delete some of the history I have. So, for example, I'm going to click the red minus sign next to the one I mentioned, cloudfront.net, and it tells me the following. As soon as I click it, the delete button appears on the right. I click there, and automatically, I have deleted that from my history. This means that when I enter Safari and go to the history, I won't be able to auto-complete that web page because it's as if I had never visited it. I can do this with all the others that appear here. But remember, only pages will appear here if you haven't deleted the previous ones I showed you. If you have already deleted the previous ones along with the entire history, then nothing will show up here because you won't have any history to display. So basically, that's it, friends. You can specifically search for the page you want to delete it, and that's it. This way, you don't have to delete the entire history to avoid losing everything you've seen or navigated. So with that said, we'll see you next time. If you made it to this point in the video, leave an Apple emoji in the comments section to let us know who made it to the end. See you, bye bye.